सूत उवाच एवं संभाष्य भगवान् नारदो वासवीसुतम् आमन्त्र्य विनम्रनयन् ययौ यादृशो मुनि. Word to word translation and meaning and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Suta Suta Goswami Uvacha said, Evam thus, Sambhasya addressing Bhagavan transcendentally powerful, Narada Narad Muni, Vasavi named Vasavi Satyavati, Sutam son, Amantrya inviting, Veenam instrument, Ranayan vibrating, Yayayu went, Yadrichika wherever willing, Muni the sage. Translation. Suta Goswami said, thus addressing Vyasdev, Srila Narad Muni took leave of him, and vibrating on his Veena instrument, he left to wander at his free will. Purport. Every living being is anxious for full freedom because that is his transcendental nature. And this freedom is obtained only through transcendental service of the Lord, illusioned by the external energy. Everyone thinks illusioned by the external energy, everyone thinks that he is free, but actually he is bound up by the laws of nature. A conditioned soul cannot freely move from one place to another, even on this earth, and what to speak of one planet to another. But a full-fledged free soul like Narada, always engaged in chanting the Lord's glory, is free to move not only on earth, but also in any part of the universe, as well as in any part of the spiritual sky. We can just imagine the extent and unlimitedness of his freedom, which is as good as that of the Supreme Lord. There is no reason or obligation for his traveling, and no one can stop him from his free movement. Similarly, the transcendental system of devotional service is also free. It may or may not develop in a particular person even after he undergoes all the detailed formulas. Similarly, the association of the devotee is also free. One may be fortunate to have it or one may not have it even after thousands of endeavors. Therefore, in all spheres of devotional service, freedom is the main pivot. Without freedom, there is no execution of devotional service. The freedom surrendered to the Lord does not mean that the devotee becomes dependent in every respect. He to surrender unto the Lord through the transparent medium of the spiritual master is to attain complete freedom of life. Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpataru Brasya Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadarine Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I seek blessings from everyone to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So we have reached a wonderful section of Srimad Bhagavatam where Srila Narad Muni story has been told. Narad Muni came, he told his story, and now he is going back. Okay. And last Sunday we heard from Sridhama Sakha Prabhuji, His Grace Sridhama Sakha Prabhuji, wonderful story and of Srila Narad Muni. So what can I say after that? So in this verse, very wonderful thing is given, right? Freedom. So, of course, Narad Muni is free to move from one place to another. But if we talk about from our perspective, what is this freedom? Okay. Lord Krishna says in Gita that all living beings are, doing two things. A, hankering, and B, lamentation. Lamentation for the past and hankering for the future. And we are all, because of these two things, hankering for the future, we are all fearful. क्या होगा? आगे क्या होगा? पूरा insurance business उसी पे चल रहा है. What will happen? Small things we take stress. We are fearful because we have so much of desires. Last Sunday, I do a bit of youth program. So I kept one topic, overcoming exam fear, transforming stress into motivation. So generally when we do this youth program, I have to keep sending reminders, please register, please register, please register. This program, I just sent one message, 80 registration, without any follow-up, within 36 hours. So I had to close the registration. And then people are personally messaging me, can I send my child, can I send this thing? So I said, please send your child only if he is interested, not because you are forcing. No, he is interested. He wants to come with his 2 friends also. So without like just one publicity, 80 people registered and came also. So why? Because this fear, fear is very prominent in this world. But a devotee is fearless, like Prabhupada, And one very striking feature I would like to touch upon this theme today of Narad Muni's life, which is a common theme in whole of Bhagavatam. You know, what is the why Narad Muni could become fearless? Because obviously he took devotional service. One of the striking feature of his life is how he handled adversity and struggles in his life. You know, that is very important, and that is the theme across Bhagavatam. Chitraketu Maharaj, how he handled reversals in his life. Prahlad Maharaj, how he was handling struggles in his life. Amrish Maharaj, how he was handling struggles in his life. And, actually, it's a circle. One feeds the other. Means, if you are strong in devotional service, you are able to handle reversals in life nicely. And because you are able to handle reversals in life nicely, your Krishna consciousness increases. So it is a very nice, beautiful circle, how one feeds the other. Like Maharaj's favorite statement, he in 2009-10 he took South India Yatra, so he was giving this class in Tirupati. So he made this statement repeat several times. Greatness of the person is estimated by his ability to tolerate provoking situations. He said this statement so many times and he made us repeat. And that is what is exhibited in Narad Muni's life. And that was exhibited in Prabhupada's life. So today we will discuss how Prabhupada handled struggle and how Prabhupada became fearless. Actually, Prabhupada, why I am discussing today about Prabhupada? Because Prabhupada is modern day Narad Muni. Like how Narad Muni traveled fearlessly, Prabhupada traveled fearlessly. In 12 years, 14 times across the globe. And he established, he gave Krishna consciousness to people whom we could have never imagined. So even, most of you are from Pune only, even if you go to Pune temple, right, there is this 12 Mahajans on the ceiling. And very strategically, above Prabhupada is Narad Muni. Have you observed that? Above Prabhupada is Narad Muni's carving. Because Maharaj said Prabhupada is modern day Narad Muni. So carve Narad Muni above Prabhupada. So where Prabhupada is sitting is above Narad Muni. So today we will discuss about Prabhupada little bit, right? So I will just cover initial part before ISKCON was started. What struggles Prabhupada went through. Very, very inspirational and hope giving. So let's see how much we can cover. So I will touch upon, I will not go to his childhood pastimes, but, Prabhupada was, he was studying, he was doing masters in English, philosophy and economics from Scottish College, Calcutta. And his senior was Subhash Chandra Bose. So he was, we are talking about 1920s. So he was very much inspired by this freedom movement. And he wanted to do something for freedom of India. And that's what, he was trying to get into. But in Leelamrit it is written that one of his friend, Rupen Mitra, he remarks that Prabhupada was always used to be absorbed in some thoughts. So Rupen Mitra used to ask him, what are you doing? So Prabhupada used to say that I am not of this world. My mission is something different. I'm just trying to search what is my mission. Anyway, so in 1920, we all know, 1922, we all know that when very special historical moment happened, wherein Prabhupada's friend, Narendranath Malik, told Prabhupada to meet one sadhu. And Prabhupada was never in, to meet sadhus. Prabhupada said, no, all these sadhus are dhongis. I don't want to meet any sadhus. So his friend said, no, you just come once for my sake, So he takes to the famous building, Ulta Danga Road, Bhakti Vinod Ashram Terrace, where Prabhupada first time meet Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Prabhupada is paying, like he was from a cultured family, so Prabhupada was paying obeisances to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And as Prabhupada is getting up, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur tells him, you are a young man, you should preach Krishna consciousness in English language. Now Prabhupada was shocked that I don't even know this person, why he's giving such instruction. And he started arguing because Prabhupada was from Subhash Chandra Bose movement. So Prabhupada said, no, who will take Krishna consciousness? We are, under British rule. Now see what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said is applicable for us also and related to this context. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, Krishna consciousness cannot be dependent on external situation. It is an emergency. Today some political party will there, tomorrow some other political party will be there. Same thing, my friends, for us. We cannot depend, so many people I meet, अरे प्रभु जी ये हो जाएगा तो 2 माला बढ़ा दूंगा, ये हो जाएगा तो भगवान बुलाएंगे तब आ जाऊंगा. वी कैन नॉट वेट फॉर दैट कि सिचुएशन जब बदलेगा तब भक्ति बढ़ाएंगे. नो, कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस हैज टू बी टेकन नाउ सीरियसली. इफ वी लर्न टू ऐड कृष्णा इन आवर लाइफ इन टुडेज सर्कमस्टेंस, then in future we will be able to add Krishna. This is my practical experience. If we keep postponing adding Krishna in our life, Krishna will never come in our life. Because that will become our mindset, that we just keep postponing Krishna, adding Krishna. So youth लोग, अरे प्रभु जी अभी एग्जाम है, मैं बोला एग्जाम के बाद जॉब आएगा. What do you think? After when you start doing job, you get married, you will get more time? No. So now you have to add Krishna in your life. So that is what. So this mood of emergency. So ये जो mood of emergency था, कि कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस इमरजेंसी है, इम्पोर्टेंट है, अभी इसको लो, ये प्रभुपाद में बहुत ज़्यादा था. और यही प्रभुपाद हमेशा दूसरों में बोलते रहते थे जब भी वो प्रचार करते थे. सो एनीवे, सो नरेंद्र नाथ, ये मैं इसलिए अभी ये स्टोरी बताया तो सब आपको पता ही है. नरेंद्र नाथ मलिक जब नीचे उतरे तो उन्होंने प्रभुपाद को पूछा, अभय को पूछा, तो कैसे लगे साधु? तो प्रभुपाद ने क्या जवाब दिया? प्रभुपाद ने बोला कि अगर मैं मैरिड नहीं होता, अगर मेरे पास फैमिली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं होती, तो आई वुड हैव जॉइंड दिस पर्सन फुल टाइम टू सर्व हिम. ही वाज सो इम्प्रेस्ड. तो ये मैं क्यों बता रहा हूँ? क्योंकि प्रभुपाद का जो था, प्रभुपाद अपने कॉलेज में लीडर थे, उनका निक नेम था हुकुम चलेगा. तो जो भी कोई भी कुछ प्लान बनाता है तो प्रभुपाद की तरफ देखते थे, अभय की तरफ. अभय, आर यू ओके विद दिस? तो अभय बोलता था यस यस. दैट मीन्स everyone was convinced, yes, this plan was good. So when Prabhupada, Abhay said that this person is a genuine person, everyone also developed faith. Yes, he must be a genuine person. So anyway, story continues. So that time in Calcutta, Prabhupada ने एक अपना pharmaceutical business start किया. Dr. Bose जो थे, okay, उनकी North India Agency pharmaceutical business की थी. तो प्रयाग में उन्होंने चालू किया. तो now I will tell you, you can keep count or I will tell you how many. Okay, 7 times Prabhupada failed. 7 times. Okay, and now we will discuss those 7 times. Very beautiful. मतलब हमको beautiful लग रहा है. He went through that struggle. Yeah? So first, प्रयाग में 1928 में 1922 में प्रभुपाद ने डॉक्टर बोस का ये नॉर्थ इंडिया एजेंसी फार्मास्यूटिकल बिजनेस स्टार्ट किया. प्रयाग में प्रभुपाद के पास बड़ा एक गाड़ी था. वो गाड़ी शहर में सिर्फ 2 ही लोगों के पास था, एक गवर्नर और एक प्रभुपाद. इतने पैसे वाले थे प्रभुपाद. और प्रभुपाद ने क्या किया? अपना पूरा इन्फ्लुएंस यूज किया. सो वो अपना बिजनेस कर रहे थे. तो 1928 में प्रभुपाद ने देखा कि भक्तिसिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर के जो डिसाइपल्स थे वो उस शहर में आए. तो प्रभुपाद इमीडिएटली उनको पहचान गए कि अरे ये तो वही साधु के मठ के डिसाइपल्स लग रहे हैं. तो प्रभुपाद ने उनको बहुत हेल्प किया, to raise funds, to build a temple and all that. So and in 1932 even temple अक्टूबर में वो टेम्पल भी कंस्ट्रक्ट हो गया क्योंकि प्रभुपाद ने उनको बहुत हेल्प किया. तो 1932 में प्रभुपाद कार्तिक महीने का समय था, वृंदावन गए. वहाँ पे भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर ने अनाउंस किया कि अच्छा अभी हम 2 पार्टी बनाने वाले हैं. एक पार्टी यात्रा में जाएगी जिसको यात्रा में जाना है, और मैं इधर कथा देने वाला हूँ, जिसको कथा में बैठना है बैठ जाइए. तो प्रभुपाद जो थे वो कथा में बैठ गए और वहाँ पे बहुत कम ही लोग बैठे थे, उसमें से प्रभुपाद एक थे. तो प्रभुपाद उधर भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर ने 5 घंटे का कृष्ण कथा किया, लेक्चर दिया, और प्रभुपाद बैठे रहे और भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर ने उनको नोट किया। तो 1932 में, लेटर 1933 में भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रयाग आए, तो बाकी भक्त लोगों ने प्रभुपाद को इंट्रोड्यूस कराया भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर से कि ये जो है भक्त है, बड़ा डोनेशन देते हैं और बड़ा फंड रेजिंग में हेल्प करते हैं और बड़ा ये सब करते हैं। तो भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर ने क्या कहा कि हाँ, मैं इनको जानता हूँ, इनको सुनना अच्छा लगता है। तो उनका भक्त लोगों का स्ट्रेस क्या था? अरे बड़ा डोनेशन करते हैं, बड़ा ये करते हैं। भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर का स्ट्रेस क्या था? ही लाइक्स टू हियर अबाउट कृष्णा। सो दिस इज हाउ गुरु सीज यू, how you know how much you are developing love for Krishna. So Bhakti Siddhant Saraswati Thakur said yes, I will. So उन्होंने भक्त लोगों ने कहा कि ये आपसे दीक्षा लेना चाहते हैं। तो भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर ने कहा कि हाँ, मैं इनको दीक्षा दूंगा क्योंकि इनको सुनना पसंद है, कृष्ण कथा सुनना पसंद है, कृष्ण के बारे सुनना पसंद है। तो उन्होंने उनको दीक्षा दिया। अब यहाँ से प्रभुपाद का टॉपसी टर्वी चालू। सो सडनली एक दिन प्रभुपाद के उनको लेटर आया कि आपकी कंपनी ने 10,000 रुपीज़ डिफ़ॉल्ट किया है, इसलिए अभी आपका पूरा सप्लाई बंद पूरा। तो ओवरनाइट प्रभुपाद का बिजनेस बंद हो गया, यू नो, ओवरनाइट। सो व्हाट यू से, प्रभुपाद वेंट टू अतुल आनंद ब्रह्मचारी, ही सेड कि अरे ये ओवरनाइट मेरा बिजनेस बंद हो गया, क्या करूँ? So you know how devotees say, everyone, कुछ भी गलत होगा, it is Krishna's plan. So he said, no, don't worry, it is Krishna's plan. So प्रभुपाद बोले, और उन्होंने बोला कि अभी आप आ जाओ, मंदिर आ जाओ, हम लोग मंदिर में प्रचार करेंगे। तो प्रभुपाद ने बोला नहीं, मेरे पास फैमिली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ है। सो प्रभुपाद ने अभी कितना बार मैंने बोला था, 7 ना, अभी काउंट करते रहो आप लोग, अभी सेकेंड टाइम। तो सेकेंड टाइम प्रभुपाद ने ज्वाइन किया स्मिथसन लेबोरेटरी एज अ वर्कर, एज एन एम्प्लॉय। ठीक है, from day one there were politics. Okay, so in few days he was asked to go. अभी जो कॉर्पोरेट में काम करते हैं उनको तो पता ही है कॉर्पोरेट पॉलिटिक्स। ठीक है, so day one he was asked to go. So again, no money, nothing is left. So Bhakti Prabhupada is reading this shloka, yasya manograha naam hari shetha dhanam shrayane, that if I give special mercy, I take away everything, so that person is only dependent upon me. So anyway, Prabhupada then went to Bhakti Sridhar Maharaj to seek guidance. तो भक्ति श्रीधर महाराज ने भी बोला कि आ जाओ प्रचार करेंगे। बोले नहीं, अभी फैमिली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। ठीक है, सो थर्ड टाइम नाउ Prabhupada is starting business in 1933. Okay, and between 1933 to 1936 Prabhupada met his guru 12 times, and he wrote lot of poems on Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's appearance day, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to read it, and then he gave instruction. He said, whatever Abhay writes, Abhay Charan writes, print it. And so many instructions during that time, Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur gave it to Prabhupada, that whenever you get money, print books. So, Prabhupada during all this time, basically what is happening, lot of topsy-turvy is happening in his life, but Prabhupada never compromised in his Krishna's seva. Always preaching, doing fundraising, helping devotees. So third, what you say, Jan 1, 1937, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada left this mortal world, and during that time, Prabhupada's third business collapsed. Mumbai business collapsed. So again, Prabhupada is penniless. Again, he's without any business or whatever. So now, 4th, 1938, again he starts business in Calcutta. Okay, first day, again everything is going in loss, and worst thing is no family support. Okay, government is not giving papers, so much of problem is there, and 1938 independence movement was at the peak, right? So फिर भी प्रभुपाद का एक ही था कि कृष्ण प्रचार करना है, कृष्ण प्रचार करना है। तो 1938 में भी प्रभुपाद देख रहे हैं, क्योंकि उनको ये मिला है कि जब भी कुछ पैसा मिले बुक्स प्रिंट करो, कुछ लिखो, तो वो तभी से उन्होंने लिखना शुरू किया, और कुछ लिख रहे हैं और कुछ प्रिंट करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन बहुत उनको समस्या हो रही है। ठीक है, सो 1938 में प्रभुपाद ने वो बिज़नेस चालू किया, 1944 तक वो बिज़नेस चला, वो भी बिज़नेस बाद में ठप हो गया। ओके और उस समय भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद के ड्रीम में आए कि आप संन्यास ले लो। प्रभुपाद ने बोला नहीं, अब कैसे लूँ, मेरा फैमिली रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है। सो 5th ट्राई लखनऊ में प्रभुपाद ने किया। उन्होंने अपने जीवन का सारा पूंजी यहाँ वहाँ से लोन लेके 40,000 रुपीज़ इन्वेस्ट किया and he started his most ambitious project. What do you think would have happened? Again failed. And उस समय लेकिन लखनऊ में क्या हुआ, प्रभुपाद ने 12 साल लिए भगवत गीता का एक कमेंट्री लिखा और बट प्रभुपाद देख रहे थे कि कोई पब्लिशर मिले मेरी गीता प्रिंट करने के लिए, लेकिन कोई पब्लिशर मिल ही नहीं रहा था गीता प्रिंट करने के लिए। तो लखनऊ में उनको एक बिजनेसमैन मिले जो साउथ इंडिया के बहुत फेमस बिजनेसमैन थे। ही वॉज वो टाटा बिरला, नॉर्थ इंडिया के जैसे टाटा बिरला थे, वो साउथ इंडिया के टाटा बिरला थे, डॉक्टर एलप्पा। सो उन्होंने बोला कि ठीक है मैं आपकी गीता प्रिंट करूँगा। तो प्रभुपाद गए घर पे, गीता कहाँ है, प्रिंटर मिल गया है मैन्युस्क्रिप्ट लेने, देखा तो गायब। क्यों? वाइफ ने उसको रद्दी में बेच दिया। अभी आप सोचिए आप और हम होते तो हम क्या करते उस समय, तो वी वुड हैव गॉट वेरी डिजेक्टेड, अपसेट, 12 साल का मेहनत। व्हाट प्रभुपाद इज डूइंग, नेक्स्ट डे मॉर्निंग अगेन स्टार्ट ट्रांसलेटिंग। अनबिलीवेबल। प्रभुपाद का जो ये था कि बुक्स ट्रांसलेट करना है इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज में, ठीक है। प्रभुपाद्स बिगेस्ट कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन to this human society is Srimad Bhagavatam, Gita and all our Vedic scriptures given in simple English language which all of us can understand. And Prabhupada ने क्या कुछ नहीं किया उसको लिखने के लिए। जहाँ भी गए रात को, when no one is disturbing, every day write books. हम लोग यहाँ से थोड़ा किधर जाएंगे, वापस आएंगे तो थक जाएंगे, दूसरे दिन काम बराबर नहीं होगा, लेकिन प्रभुपाद कहीं भी गए, नो स्लीपिंग, नथिंग, कीप राइटिंग बुक्स, कीप राइटिंग बुक्स, कीप ट्रांसलेटिंग बुक्स। एक बार प्रभुपाद जापान में गए, वहाँ पे उनका जो रूम था उसके बाजू में गटर था, इतना गंदा स्मेल आ रहा था। तो उनके जो डिसाइपल आए बोले प्रभुपाद आप यहाँ पे रह कैसे सकते हैं। प्रभुपाद सेड इट्स ओके, आई कीप ट्रांसलेटिंग माई बुक्स। एक बार ये ब्रज बिहारी प्रभु ये पूरा पास्ट टाइम सुनाते हैं, आपने शायद सुना ही होगा। सैन फ्रांसिस्को की ये बात है, प्रभुपाद रात को 1:30-2 बजे लिख रहे थे, और ये 1966 की बात है। 1:30-2 बजे प्रभुपाद ट्रांसलेट कर रहे थे। एंड सैन फ्रांसिस्को जो यूएस में गया है, आप उनको मालूम है कि वहाँ पे कितनी ठंडी होती है। इट्स वहाँ का समर हमारे लिए विंटर है, तो वहाँ पे बहुत ठंडी होता है। तो 1:30 बजे एक लड़की ने किसी ने नॉक किया, तो प्रभुपाद ने खोला दरवाज़ा, तो देखिए एक लड़की थी, और वहाँ पे वो पूरा स्कैंटिली ड्रेस्ड एंड पूरे ड्रग्स के नशे में। तो प्रभुपाद इज आस्किंग हाँ सो व्हाट डू यू वांट, एंड वो लड़की बोल रही है हु ला ला ला। तो प्रभुपाद इज सेइंग व्हाट इज दिस, व्हाट डू यू वांट, हु ला ला ला। तो देन शी कम्स इनसाइड द रूम। तो जैसे ही वो रूम के बाहर आए, प्रभुपाद रूम के बाहर आ गए, क्योंकि प्रभुपाद कैन नॉट बी इन द रूम अलोन। सो वो रूम के बाहर आ गए। तो जैसे प्रभुपाद रूम के बाहर आ गए, वो भी रूम के बाहर आ गई, और रूम लॉक हो गया। और वो रूम ऐसा था कि वो रूम अभी बाहर से खुल नहीं सकता है। अब रात के 1:30 बजे प्रभुपाद एट द एज ऑफ 70 ओके इज ऑन द स्ट्रीट्स एंड शी इज शाउटिंग हु लाला हु लाला। देन प्रभुपाद रिमेंबर्स कि अच्छा अभी इसका ऑल्टरनेट चाबी है मुकुंद गोस्वामी के पास। तो वो अभी मुकुंद किधर रहते वही मालूम नहीं। तो वो कैसे तैसे उनका ढूंढते, रात को 1:30 बजे ऑन द स्ट्रीट्स ऑफ सैन फ्रांसिस्को इन द विंटर नाइट प्रभुपाद इज ट्राइंग टू फाइंड द हाउस। एंड 1-1.5 घंटा उनको लगा मुकुंद गोस्वामी का घर ढूंढने के लिए। फिर और वो पूरा टाइम पे वो लड़की उनके साथ में ही है प्रभुपाद के लिए, और क्या कर रही है हु ला ला ला। सो वो पूरा आई। फिर प्रभुपाद के क्या बोलते हैं, प्रभुपाद ने मुकुंद गोस्वामी को पता, मुकुंद गोस्वामी ने बोला कि लड़की को भगा दिया। एंड मुकुंद गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद को रूम में लेके गए, दरवाज़ा खोला। अभी आप सोचो 1.5 घंटा पूरा आप त्रस्त हो गए हैं, परेशान हो गए हैं, पूरा ये ठंडी में घूम के आए हैं, Prabhupada comes to his desk and starts translating. Unbelievable. You know, this was his commitment. And then next day morning, again, Prabhupada is giving Srimad Bhagavatam class, and he sees that lady. So Prabhupada was full of compassion. So Prabhupada usko dekhte hain और बोलते हैं हाँ हुला लाला you have come for Bhagavatam class, very nice. So and obviously that girl was more insane. This मतलब वो नशा वशा उतर गया था तो वो थोड़ा sanity में थी. So she also felt this thing. But point is, this was Prabhupada's mood of translating books. Nothing could disturb Prabhupada from his service of translating books. So Prabhupada आए, घर पे देखा कि manuscript चली गई है, तो next day again he started translating. Okay. Then 1947 India got independence, so he started writing letters to Prime Minister, President, everyone. Right? He's writing letters to Ford Foundation that I have the formula, to make India prosperous. I have the formula to motivate employees. I have the formula to make this country really happy. Don't consider me a mendicant or a sadhu begging for money. I will do something for this country. But no one was ready to listen. So finally, Lucknow business also stopped. Okay, no wife support. One day Prabhupada, आपको सबको पता ही है past time. One day Prabhupada asked, his wife was very much, wanting tea. So Prabhupada asked, you want tea or me? So wife replied tea. So Prabhupada noted that, and then later on he will do something. So so again, fifth business stopped, Lucknow. Then again he went to Prayag. He started, another business with 7,000 rupees. And that time he also started Jhansi League of Devotees. And he spent 10,000 rupees on inauguration of that place. And he was very optimistic कि चलो अभी कुछ एक, we will start preaching. My guru wanted to start preaching in English language. So, okay, I will tell you one more story on this preaching in English language. In 1965-66 or 1960s, Vrindavan. Now in city like Vrindavan in 1960s, how many of you, आपको क्या पता होगा कितने लोगों को इंग्लिश आता होगा? Hardly, right? But वहाँ पे भी जब प्रभुपाद प्रवचन देते थे अपने राधा दामोदर रूम से या जहाँ पे भी, he used to speak in English language. Why? Because my guru has ordered to speak in English language. So he was preparing himself. So there also in Vrindavan, Prabhupada English में ही lecture देते थे. So anyway, Prabhupada spent 10,000 rupees on this whole inauguration, very excited. But this governor, governor's wife, they wanted, she had two friends, Suryamukhi and Chandramukhi. Okay? No, these are real names. I'm not saying that. So governor's wife wanted to give that place to this Mahila Samaj. So he went to Daya Shankar Reval and Prabha Shankar Mishra ki kuch aap log kariye. Bole governor ki wife ne decide kiya hai, we cannot do anything. So his business is not working. His plan of preaching is not working. His manuscript has been sold, okay, or given in Raddi, and he is again translating. So you can imagine what all is happening in his life. One day, Prayag business, overnight robbery. Okay, सब कुछ चोरी हो गया, वापस back to zero. Okay, so then last try. Okay, so seventh try. Again, Prabhupada starts Vimla Tone Laboratory. Okay, and again day one se loss. So what Prabhupada used to do every day, he had just one shelter. So this was again another turning point. So every day during 1950s, like since many years, Prabhupada कुछ भी हो जाए घर पे आके, he used to read Bhagavatam because Bhagavatam was his shelter. So one day Prabhupada came and he was searching his Bhagavatam. Where is Bhagavatam? So his wife said, I have sold that Bhagavatam as Raddi in exchange of tea biscuits. He said, what? Because वही उनका आश्रय था. तो बोले कि मैं जा रहा हूँ घर से. तो अभी वाइफ लोग को लगता है, हस्बैंड लोग बोलते रहते जा रहा हूँ घर से. बोले हाँ चले जाओ. She said she thought he will come back in 2 hours or 1-2 days. But that day Prabhupada left his home. wives thought he will come back, but he left his home. So Prabhupada left in utter poverty because anyway so many business losses, so he was not a rich man at all. He did not had money even for one jodi of dhoti kurta. So he goes to one mutt, he writes a letter to president, please give me 20 rupees so that I can buy dhoti kurta for myself and do some preaching work. So and if you see Prabhupada's children, from children perspective, he had 8 children. Okay, out of them 3 expired and only 5 were remaining. So what happened to those 5? So first was daughter, okay, Sulakshana. She was born in 1921. So after marriage, she left father and she did not keep any connection with the father. Second son, Prayagraj, born in 1924, mentally unstable, you know, and Prabhupada really struggled to give him right medication. But can you imagine your son is mentally unstable and he left the home and he used to, roam around in streets of Calcutta like a madman. And Prabhupada tried to cure him and get him home, but he just couldn't do it. It was so devastating as a father. Then, third son, Mathura Mohan, he was born in 1932. When he was 19 years old, Prabhupada left home. So he left, तो उनको बहुत गुस्सा आया अपने फादर के ऊपर, तो उन्होंने अपना पूरा कनेक्शन फादर के साथ तोड़ दिया. Okay. Fourth daughter Bhakti Lata, born in 1937. Okay. Again, she felt so much angry with father and she saw fights between mother and father. So she decided, I will not marry, and had no connection with father. Only fifth son, the living son, Vrindavan Chandra, only he supported his father. So that was his family background also, that there was no support from his family, no support from his business and anything else. So in 1954, Prabhupada went through a very lonely phase. He was in Vrindavan and he was staying in, Radha Damodar Mandir. He started staying. And you will read this in Prabhupada Lilamrit पढ़ेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा बहुत डिटेल में with emotions कि प्रभुपाद को 2-3 दिन तक खाना नहीं मिलता था. But प्रभुपाद का क्या था? Write books. So प्रभुपाद letters, Back to God and magazines या small booklets लिखते थे. And he used to वृंदावन से दिल्ली जाते थे और दिल्ली की कड़क धूप में प्रिंटर के पास जाके खुद ही प्रिंटिंग कराना, उधर बैठना घंटों तक, फिर खुद ही उसको एडिट करना और फिर खुद ही उसको प्रिंट करके बांटना. एंड देन प्रिंटर यूज्ड टू आस्क हिम, प्रभुपाद नहीं बोलते, बोले अभय चरण जी ये क्या करेंगे इसका? बोले मुझे इसका 50,000 कॉपीज़ चाहिए, 14,000 यूके में भिजवाना है, 10,000 अमेरिका में भिजवाना है, 5,000 यहाँ भिजवाना है. तो प्रभुपाद का वही विजन था. मतलब आप सोचिए, जिस आदमी के पास खाने के लिए पैसा नहीं है, 3 दिन से भूखा है, ठीक है, वो प्रचार के बारे में सोच सकता है? पहले सोचेगा खाने के लिए पैसा कहाँ से आएगा. लेकिन प्रभुपाद का मूड क्या था कि कृष्ण भावनामृत कैसे मैं लोगों तक पहुँचाऊँ. ही वॉज द रियल सेवियर ऑफ ह्यूमन सोसाइटी, real servant of human society. So he wanted to give Krishna consciousness to everyone. And Prabhupada never felt discouraged. तो हम ये जो point बोल रहे हैं कि facing adversities or handling struggles in life, तो Prabhupada never felt discouraged. ठीक है, आप सोचिए, वर्ल्ड आचार्य, okay, he's distributing booklets on streets, Delhi streets like a beggar. और हमको पता है, राइट, हमको कोई बुक बेचने आएगा तो हम कैसे उसको डील करते हैं. तो 1940 में कोई लोग अच्छे से डील नहीं करते थे, ऐसे ही भगा देते थे. एंड वंस ही वाज गोइंग एंड एक रास्ते में जा रहे थे, जैसे मैंने बताया 2-3 दिन खाना नहीं खाया, चक्कर आ रहे थे और दिल्ली की कड़क धूप, और एक बैल आके उनको धक्का मार के चली गई. एंड ही फेल्ट अनकॉन्शियस लाइंग डाउन. देन कोई सज्जन व्यक्ति आए, थोड़ा पानी वानी छिड़का, घर पे लेके गए, थोड़ा दूध पिलाया और फिर पूछा क्या करना है. बोले मेरे को प्रचार करना है, मुझे आप हेल्प करो प्रचार में. ये नहीं बोला खाना दे दो, ये दे दो, प्रचार का करना है. आप क्या मेरे को प्रचार के लिए हेल्प कर सकते हैं? ठीक है. सो एंड प्रभुपाद नेवर फेल्ट डिस्करेज्ड. ओके, अभी हम बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन के लिए जाते हैं ठीक है, तो सबसे कॉमन रीज़न क्या सुनते हैं? टाइम नहीं है। 1940s में भी लोगों के पास टाइम नहीं था, तो प्रभुपाद सुनते थे अच्छा टाइम नहीं है, तो प्रभुपाद ने बैक टू गॉड आर्टिकल लिखा, मॉडर्न मैन नो टाइम डिजीज, यू नो। फिर जाते थे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करने, कोई बोलता था अरे भगवान को किसी ने देखा है क्या, तो प्रभुपाद ने आर्टिकल लिखा, आईज टू सी गॉड, यू नो। सो प्रभुपाद नेवर फेल्ट डिस्करेज्ड, जो भी उनको समझा सीखा कि अच्छा ये है, उसके ऊपर उसने प्रभुपाद ने थीम बनाया और गीता का पर्सपेक्टिव दिया और एक आर्टिकल लिखा, यू नो। एंड प्रभुपाद ने 1972 में अपने शिष्यों को भी बोला, यू नो, आप लोग भी लिखो, एवरीवन शुड राइट, यू नो, डू मननम, डू स्मरणम, फर्स्ट ईयर, then contemplate, meditate, and then write, you know. So everyone he encouraged to write. So this is how, you know, Prabhupada, what you say, was leading his life. And then in 1954 Prabhupada ने एक विरह अष्टकम लिखा वृंदावन में, okay, where Prabhupada is writing, I am alone in Vrindavan, I had full family, wife, children, but no one with me. Since why? Because I have no money. So Prabhupada writes, when money, people ask you, how are you? When no money, people say, who are you? So then he said, you know, Krishna is showing me nude form of Maya. Maya का असली रूप भगवान कृष्ण मुझे दिखा रहे हैं. I am in misery, but laughing. No one loves me. Where are my parents who loves me? In the name of family, only I am left. And at the end, he writes how Krishna is only the father. Okay, so this is how Prabhupada was, you know, throughout his life before reaching, what do you say, US. He had life full of struggle, and then प्रभुपाद ने 1954 to 1965 पूरा राधा दामोदर मंदिर में निकाला, और जो भी प्रभुपाद के पास आते थे, मुझे यूएस जाना है, मुझे अमेरिका, मुझे विदेश जाना है, तो गोपाल अग्रवाल के पिताजी आए, तो उन्होंने ऐसे ही कह दिया, हाँ मेरा बेटा रहता है, वो कर देगा। अब उनको क्या मालूम ये सचमुच पहुँच जाएंगे। तो गोपाल अग्रवाल के पास भी पिताजी ने फ़ोन किया, तो उनको लगा ऐसे बहुत सारे रिक्वेस्ट आते हैं, आ जाएंगे, ठीक है, कोई ना देखेंगे। बट एक्चुअली प्रभुपाद, यू नो, प्रिजर्वेड दैट थिंग, ही डिडंट लेट इट गो। तो उनसे स्पॉन्सरशिप लेटर मंगाया, और फिर हमको सबको पता ही है, जलदूत में गए, कार्गो शिप में। तो महाराज एक बार लेक्चर में बता रहे थे, हिज होलीनेस साधारण महाराज की, जो वो कार्गो शिप था, दैट वाज दैट जलदूतास लास्ट ट्रिप। वो कोई इवन विद इन कार्गो शिप, इट वाज द मोस्ट टोन डाउन कार्गो शिप। मतलब वो कार्गो शिप में भी सबसे बेकार क्वालिटी का कार्गो शिप था। ऐसा नहीं कि बहुत अच्छा फैंसी नया मॉडर्न कार्गो शिप था, सब फैसिलिटी थी। विद इन कार्गो शिप ऑल्सो इट वाज द मोस्ट टोन डाउन कार्गो शिप। एंड उसमें प्रभुपाद अलोन, 40 days ऑफ ट्रैवल, 2 हार्ट अटैक्स। एंड प्रभुपाद जब गए, अमेरिका उतरे, तो उनके पास कुछ प्लान नहीं था। अच्छा अभी JOSD पैम्पलेट छापेंगे, JOSD का एक कोर्स करेंगे, 6 day कोर्स, फिर वहाँ पे ये करेंगे, फिर वहाँ पे नहीं। प्रभुपाद लिखते हैं कि मैं जब नीचे उतरा, ठीक है, ये नहीं पता था कि लेफ्ट जाना है कि राइट जाना है। और 2 हार्ट अटैक शिप में आने के बाद, अगेन फर्स्ट थिंग वी विल डू इज गो टू डॉक्टर। ही फर्स्ट अवे स्टार्टेड वेंट टू गोपाल अग्रवाल्स हाउस एंड स्टार्टेड थिंकिंग हाउ आई कैन प्रीच। तो 3 महीने का वहाँ पे भी प्रभुपाद ने बहुत स्ट्रगल किया है। पहले महीने गोपाल अग्रवाल के पास रहे, दूसरे महीने डॉक्टर मूर्ति के पास रहे, लेकिन वहाँ पे देखा कि यहाँ पे वो अपना ही अलग चला रहे हैं, मेरे को प्रचार करने को नहीं मिल रहा है। तीसरे महीने में रूम रेंट पे लिया, जो उसके साथ रहते थे, हाँ डॉक्टर मिश्रा, हाँ। एंड थर्ड मंथ यू नो फिर वो रूम लिया और बावरी में रहे, ठीक है। तो ऐसे प्रभुपाद ने बहुत स्ट्रगल किया, और वहाँ पे भी प्रभुपाद को 7 फेलियर्स मिले बिफोर ही स्टार्टेड एस्टेब्लिशिंग ISKCON। सो अपने गॉड ब्रदर को लेटर लिखा, यू नो, कि भेजो किसी अपने एक शिष्य को भेज दो जो मेरे हेल्प कर सके, ठीक है। और एक शिष्य को भी लिखा, तो उनका जवाब आया कि मैं एक्चुअली आना चाहता हूँ, लेकिन मेरे गुरु बोल रहे हैं वहाँ जाके तुम माया में फंस जाओगे, टाइम पास करोगे, वो अभय चरण कुछ करने वाला नहीं है, तुम इधर ही रहो, यू नो। तो ऐसे ऐसे करके यू नो कोई आने को तैयार नहीं। फिर लिखा कि मृदंग के लिए पैसे भेजो, मृदंग करताल भेज दो, वो भी नहीं आया, ठीक है। फिर प्रेसिडेंट को लेटर लिखा कि सेंड मी सम मनी फॉरेन एक्सचेंज सो दैट आई कैन बिल्ड टेम्पल इन इंडिया और टेम्पल इन US फॉर इंडियन टेम्पल, वो पैसा नहीं आया because they said नहीं नहीं कुछ foreign exchange reserve problem है, currency problem. So he was writing letters, he was doing so many things, but defeat after defeat after defeat after defeat. Okay, so through all this phase, what Prabhupada was doing, taking shelter of Krishna. And so this is very important theme, how we handle reversals and adversities in life. Don't leave shelter of Krishna. And after all that, we all know, right? So there is one author, Harry Locks. He is not a devotee. Okay, he has written a book, and he has said that an old man, 70, अच्छा, this is another important point, 70-year-old man. I don't know आपके किसके घर में 70-year-old and above person है कि नहीं है. My father is 72 years old and I see him. Okay, the only thing he can do is ये यहाँ से यहाँ तक वो walk कर सकते हैं. That's it for his lunch and dinner and breakfast. That is the only activity he does in his entire day. You know, come from his bedroom up to the dining table and go to washroom. Nothing else. He's weak or whatever, full of disease. Nothing else he wants to do and he can do. So those who have people of 70 years of age, मतलब अभी हम लोग तो सब जो भी हमारी एज है, हम लोग सिर्फ ये बोल सकते हैं, हम लोग ये इमेजिन शायद कर सकते हैं, लेकिन महसूस नहीं कर सकते हैं कि 70-year-old आदमी में कितनी एनर्जी लेवल होती है और वो क्या कर पाएगा. So at the age of 70 years, going alone to America and did whatever he did. We all know that is history. So this Harry Locks guys asked, a 70-year-old person coming to America with no money, what are his chances of success? What are his chances of success? 0% logically. But because he became successful, he writes in his book, I am convinced that God exists and there is some spiritual power. So as a sadhaka, what can we learn from this, and what can we, Narad Muni's life and Prabhupada's life, what can we learn, right? Can you imagine we can just meditate, what will be our life without ISKCON and Prabhupada? Prabhupada ने अगर ये struggles नहीं किए होते, ये नहीं किया होता, तो हमारी life कैसे होती? तो how much we should be grateful, and how can we express gratitude to Prabhupada to do what is most pleasing to him? So first is, New Year आ रहा है, right? First is read Prabhupada books. Don't wait. एक दिन 1 घंटा मिलेगा तो मैं 1 घंटा सिर्फ प्रभुपाद बुक ही पढ़ूंगा, या एक दिन मैं पूरा दिन प्रभुपाद बुक ही पढ़ने वाला हूँ. Read every day 5 minutes. Put a timer. Okay, that day will never come where you can dedicate 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour if today we cannot spend 5 minutes. So read 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but put a timer. Read every day. So reading and Prabhupada books has so much of nectar, so much of, sometimes he gives one these lines which can change our life, which can change our perspective of life. So read Prabhupada books every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay. Second is, most important thing we learn is we will face obstacles in our bhakti, but never give up. A devotee, गौरांग प्रभु ये बोलते हैं बहुत अच्छे से, मुझे उनका ऐलान बहुत अच्छा लगता है. A devotee can become helpless, but never hopeless. So never become hopeless in your life, because Krishna is there with us. That is what Krishna is trying to tell Arjun in Gita also to Arjun. Arjun, you may be helpless now, but don't become hopeless. Okay. And third thing is, rededicate our life to the mission of Prabhupada. How Prabhupada, he became fearless through devotional service and went throughout the world. And there are so many stories, right, where he would go challenge people and convert in the sense, inspire them to take the path of bhakti. We can sometime later we will discuss those stories as well. Now limited time is there, time is up. But I thought today we can share this perspective that how life is full of challenges, but when we take shelter of Krishna, okay, that challenge becomes a beautiful opportunity to serve Krishna. I will just take one last one verse. This is from very related to our theme. This is from 6th canto, 1st chapter, 16th verse. Okay. Na tata hi aghavan rajan puyeta tapa addibi yatha krishnarbita pranas tat purusha nishveshaya. So here, uh, uh, Sukhdev Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj that how, in purport Prabhupada is writing, okay, when a devotee is put into hellish conditions, he accepts them as Krishna's mercy. Oh, he does not protest, oh, I am such a great devotee of Krishna. Why have I been put into this misery? Instead, he thinks, this is Krishna's mercy. Okay. Such an attitude is possible for a devotee who engages in the service of Krishna's representative. This is the secret of success. So if you want to become successful in bhakti, we have to slowly develop this attitude that whatever is happening, Prabhupada said four things. I remember three, I don't remember fourth. Books are the basis, preaching is the essence, utility is the principle. So utility is the principle means what? Purity is the force. So utility is the principle means what? In whatever situation we are in, good or bad, utilize that to serve Krishna. And remember Krishna and serve Krishna. When we do that, life becomes very beautiful. Like we see in Govardhan pastime also, right? Indra was sending rains, devastating situation. But they took shelter of Krishna, and now since so many years we are celebrating Govardhan Puja as a great festival. Okay? So when we are serving Krishna, when we are attached to Krishna, when we are taking shelter of Krishna, any situation can become a beautiful opportunity to remember him and serve him. And eventually you will realize that something good is coming out of that. Yeah? That is what happened with Prabhupada and Narad Muni also, right? Narad Muni faced death of his mother, but he utilized that opportunity and then he continued his journey and then he became Narad Muni. Right? So let us, as the year end is approaching, we can pray to Prabhupada that and express our gratitude to him and tell him and pray to him that let his struggles need not go waste. We will continue his mission in whatever way possible and rededicate our life in spreading this message and accepting this message in our life and spreading this message. Hare Krishna. Any questions? I am happy to answer. Sorry, I went 5 minutes over. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hearing such pastimes, but problems comes like while learning the bike, geared bike, पहले ही gear में गाड़ी अटकता है. So like a taking initiative, there only like we fear, अरे क्या होगा क्या नहीं होगा. अच्छा तो लगता है सुनने में like बड़ा करना और ये something, but like a taking initiative, like just like you told, reading Prabhupada every day, that is there foolishly, but like so how to begin such thing like anything.
Prabhuji, I'll tell you my experience. बड़ा कुछ नहीं करना है, जो बड़ा था का प्रभुपाद कर चुके हैं. हमको खाली उनका whatever in our limited capacity we can do, we should do that. And we can, nice thing is to be in the association of devotees. If we cannot do anything, serve, assist them, those who are doing it. Right? कोई अगर हम लेक्चर नहीं दे सकते हैं लेकिन कोई लेक्चर दे सकता है, उसका प्रोग्राम हेल्प में सेटअप कर सकते हैं. That is also an important thing, right? So serve in whatever limited best way possible. And somehow I feel we should push ourselves to come out of the comfort zone. And yes, that is fearful, and that is where we take shelter of Krishna and start small. Start small. I'll tell you one nice experience. I was in Australia, and I like book distribution. So in Australia also I went for book distribution. So 2 घंटा हो गया और एक भी book नहीं गया. and Australia tha, it was new for me, you know. So, and I went with one brahmachari. So, and he was giving books like tak 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 tak. मैं बोला प्रभु जी क्या चल रहा है, you know. Then he said, no, don't get discouraged. You just be there, you know. And I was just there. And then, you know, one person was coming. I will not forget that because it was very mystical and magical. One person was coming from far off. He said, you give book to that person. Stop him and give him the book. I said, okay, Prabhuji. So I was with the book and I stopped him. Sir, whatever I said in English, ye book hai, ye hai. And he took the book. So that was my first book distribution in Australia. And after that, I distributed hundreds and hundreds of books. So you know, just being in the association of devotees and, you know, helping them, and then they tell you to do something, do it. You don't know how, that's how empowerment comes. You know, when we just follow their instructions, you know, empower comes from instructions. You know, this is my personal experience in many cases, you know. So there can be, yes, this is fearful, this is discouraging, but that's where our shelter of Krishna lies. And do small, Prabhuji. Like किसी ने महाराज को एक क्वेश्चन पूछा, महाराज का अगर आप ये साल का ब्रह्मोत्सव फेस्टिवल का लेक्चर भी सुनेंगे, महाराज ने बहुत एक अच्छा पॉइंट बोला है. और महाराज को किसी ने पूछा था, हमारे काउंसलर ने हमको बताया कि महाराज प्रभुपाद आए, इस्कॉन बना दिया. गोपीनाथ मंदिर आया, उसमें भी महाप्रभु, श्रीनाथ जी प्रभु, कृष्ण चंद्र प्रभु, ये सब बड़े बड़े लोगों ने सब कुछ कर दिया. ठीक है, अभी हम क्या करें फिर? ठीक है, मतलब कुछ बड़ा करने के लिए तो बचा ही नहीं. तो महाराज ने बोला कि अगर आप अपने जीवन में कृष्ण भावना मत अच्छे से पाल रहे हैं, वही सबसे बड़ी चीज़ है, वही बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है. तो ऐसा कुछ बड़ा करने का वैसा ज़रूरत नहीं है, इन द सेंस, फ्रॉम दैट सेंस, राइट. So accept Krishna consciousness and do whatever is best possible and distribute in your own limited way. तो अगर आप ब्रह्मोत्सव महाराज का लेक्चर सुनेंगे, महाराज ने बहुत emphasize किया है, appreciate devotees who are just coming to temple and trying to follow Krishna consciousness in their life, you know, and respect each other. You know, it is very easy to respect big devotees who are doing big things, but what about devotees who are there with you each day and helping you in small ways? Have gratitude and respect for them also. You should hear that class. It's a beautiful class. Only 30 minutes, 40 minutes class. But kya Maharaj ne principles बताए हैं कि how we should be leading our life. You know. So yes, we should take inspiration from them. And how do we start? We start small from wherever we are. Come out of our comfort zone and do whatever our authorities are saying or whatever we feel inspired to, and start small. And that is what it is required. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you want to add something?
Such nice, wonderful class with all the dates and details of Srila Prabhupada's life. It's so inspiring to hear. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I can share one experience, Prabhuji.
Please.
I'm not trying to brag myself, but if you surrender to authorities and you just want to please them, this is what happens. Don't record this, please. So this is in 2011-12. I like to do book distribution, and someone would have seen me when there is too much of crowd. You know, I go crazy. I start shouting this, that. So this was in Hiranani Estate, Arcadia Circle. If some devotees have been there, there was one shop. So night time सबसे ज़्यादा भीड़ किधर होता है? वाइन शॉप. सो उधर एक समोसा वड़ा का दुकान है और उसके बाजू में वाइन शॉप था. तो मैं तो समोसा वड़ा की दुकान के सामने खड़ा था, तो वहाँ पे तो कोई आ ही नहीं रहा था. So I went outside the wine shop, and I don't know whether it is bona fide, not bona fide, but I did this. Okay, and this is in 2013. So I took two Gitas in my hand, and I started shouting, आज 100 की बोतल के साथ 80 की गीता लेके जाइए. Outside wine shop, I was shouting, आज 100 की बोतल के साथ 80 की गीता लेके जाइए. And as soon as I shouted that, everyone looked at me. What is this person doing? You know, people stopped. क्योंकि something they didn't hear, you know, they were hearing for the first time. And I kept shouting, आज 80 की 100 की बोतल के साथ 80 की गीता, आज 100 की बोतल के साथ 80 की गीता. Actually 4-5 people came out of the shop and took Gita from me. And passing by also they took Gita from me. So, and then I had shared this story with Shadbhuj Prabhuji because they used to post on Gopinath website all these stories. So I had shared this story. So one of my colleague, and now all these tech wizards are there, no? So he was my, he had joined my company new. So I interacted with him. So he wanted to know about me. So he started searching about my name, LinkedIn, this thing. So I'm only on LinkedIn. I'm not on Facebook. I'm not in any of the social media. My wife thinks me I'm, old age, stone age person. No Instagram, no only WhatsApp is there. No. So he was searching me. So the only thing he could find me is my story on Gopinath Temple website. So he searched me. He read that story. Next day he comes to me. He said, "Sir, आपने तो बड़ा कमाल कर दिया." मैं बोला, भाई क्या किया मैंने, मतलब ऐसा कुछ तो अभी ऑफिस में हुआ नहीं. नहीं सर, आई रेड योर स्टोरी. आई सेड, व्हाट स्टोरी यू रेड? नहीं, आई रेड दैट स्टोरी ऑफ यू डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग गीता. कैन यू गेट गीता फॉर मी ऑल्सो? सो बिना बोले वो गीता मांग लिया, So this is how, Krishna just inspires. Then you do something. And this got repeated. So in 24 चल रहा है ना? 22 I was in Hyderabad. It was Gita Jayanti day. 2 years I was staying in Hyderabad alone. So Gita Jayanti day था, Sunday था, तो मैं बोला कुछ तो गीता डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना है. तो मैं चला गया एक मॉल के सामने 8-10 गीता लेके. तो हो रहा है. So again, sometimes you judge people, right? So 40 minutes when no one is taking Gita, it's fine. So abhi now you show Gita, right? So एक स्विगी का एक डिलीवरी बॉय आ रहा था, जोमेटो या स्विगी का था, बहुत ही very loosely dressed and all that. मैं ये क्या लेगा, छोड़ो. So I am standing with the Gita, I am shouting and I am thinking कि अच्छा किसको दिखाऊं. So he stops. I have not even asked him. He stops. And that was the first book I distributed on that day. He stops and he asked me, गीता कितने का है? मैं उसको ऊपर से नीचे देखा, पैसा देने लायक है कि नहीं कि मुझे ही स्पॉन्सर करना पड़ेगा. तो मैंने बताया प्राइस, देखा, अच्छा दे दो. मैं बोला इतने का है, हाँ देता हूँ ना पैसा. So then I realized that if Krishna wants to go to someone, you can't judge people. So then I started. So that was the first book I went. Then you feel encouraged. Then you started distributing books outside malls. So I started distributing. Again, I came back outside the wine shop. अभी बुक का भाव बढ़ गया था, तो उस दिन मैंने चिल्लाया 300 के साथ 250 की गीता फ्री लेके जाइए. So you will not believe, one person came out of the shop. He was half drunk. एक गीता कितने का है? बोला कौन सी भाषा में चाहिए? हिंदी भाषा में. बोला 200 का है. उसने पैसा निकाला, 150 है, चलेगा क्या? मैं बोला हाँ दे लेके जा. तो 200 का गीता दे दिया उसको. And then I kept shouting. So shopkeepers came outside and they said, मेरा कॉलर पकड़ा. बोला तुम हिंदू धर्म का है क्या? मैं बोला क्यों? बोला गीता जैसा ग्रंथ तुम वाइन शॉप के बाहर बेचता है, मंदिर में जाके बेचो. मैं बोला यहीं इसका ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है, इसलिए यहीं बेचूंगा. तो अभी क्या है, देन आई गॉट स्कैर्ड एंड आई वाज मोर स्कैर्ड कि वो वीडियो बना लेगा, ISKCON के नाम का डिफेमी होगा कि ISKCON के लोग ऐसा कर रहे. तो आई मूव्ड आउट. सो मैं 100 मीटर बाहर आ गया और थोड़ा वहाँ पे चिल्लाने लगा. तो वहाँ पे मैं डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर रहा हूँ. फिर 15 मिनट बाद वो वहाँ पे भी आया और वो तो और 5-6 लोगों को लेके आए. बोला अगर अभी तुम यहाँ से नहीं गया ना, मैं तुमको यहीं पीटने वाला हूँ. तो मैं बोला नहीं ठीक है, मैं जाता हूँ. देन क्योंकि आई वाज, एज आई सेड, ऑब्वियसली आई वाज स्कैर्ड ऑफ माय पीट नाउ आल्सो, बट मोर दिस थिंग वाज कि ठीक है वो वीडियो बना के करेगा. सो दिस इज हाउ यू गेट क्रेजी आइडियाज व्हेन यू वांट टू serve this thing. So I love going outside wine shop and distributing Gitas. That is my favorite spot. Hare Krishna. So just to answer your question, somehow you, sorry? Yeah. So yeah, Radha Govindev ji is there. So here we are getting higher intoxication. Na? Higher rasa is getting, So here we can distribute. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhuji. So I was actually thinking whether this is bona fide or not. I don't know. Whether whatever I did was, So I thought of that only, that Nityanand Prabhu used to do, but I am not at his level. So, so we can serve here, So Hare Krishna. Any other questions? Well, it's late. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.